Tonight we'll talk about Paytm. If you're in India, I'm sure you've heard of it and most of you may have also used it. But do you know what it means? Paytm is an acronym. The full form is Pay Through Mobile, Paytm. It pioneered India's digital payment system. It was synonymous with paying by phone. The tagline is Paytm Karo.
Paytm Karo.
Almost like a slogan. That's how popular this company became. India's most celebrated unicorn, a mammoth fintech giant. But not anymore. Paytm is off to a rough start in 2024. Its payments bank has been given the death sentence. It came from India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India. It has barred Paytm from banking activities, no transactions, no wallet top-ups, nothing. And it has left many asking, what happened? What is the Paytm story? How did this company grow so big and why did it fall? Hello and welcome. I'm Palki Sharma and this is Between the Lines. This man is the founder of Paytm. His name is Sharma. Once India's youngest billionaire, although he had truly humble beginnings. This is a rags to riches story. Sharma's early education was in a government school. He says he could not speak in English till the age of 15. Now, if you're in India, it can be an impediment to growth. So Sharma says that he taught himself. He went to the Delhi Technological University. After graduation, he could have taken a 10-to-5 job, but he chose not to. He set up something called indiasite.net. It clicked. He sold it for $1 million. Then he rode the dot-com wave. That too was a success. In the year 2000, he took a loan of 8 lakh rupees, around $9,000, to set up a company called 197 Communications. That's the parent company of Paytm. Now, initially, 197 Communications offered digital goods and services. It was doing well, but not well enough for its founder. He wanted more. In 2010, he launched Paytm with an initial investment of $2 million. Sharma wanted to disrupt the market to get everyone to pay by phone. Paytm started off as a prepaid mobile and DTH recharge platform. In 2013, it expanded, adding debit card and postpaid mobile payments. The big breakthrough came 1 year later. In 2014, Paytm introduced the wallet system. It was an instant hit. Indian Railways and Uber added it as a payment option. You could pay your electricity bill, your metro card fees, and your water bill through this one wallet. It was revolutionary. The user base grew rapidly. In 2014, they had around 11 million users. By 2015, around 100 million. So it was gaining popularity and how, but cash was still king in India. In 2016, that changed. India demonetized 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. People were left with no option really. They turned to digital payments and Paytm made the most of it. Demonetization made it a household name and necessity. Digital payments surged. And with this surge, Paytm grew bigger. By 2017, it was a giant, the first payment app with over 100 million downloads. Millions of merchants signed up for it. They became Paytm clients. They were issued QR codes. These codes were linked to their bank accounts. You could scan the QR and pay. No haggling for cash, no waiting for change. It was simple and a game changer. More and more people signed up. Your auto drivers, your repair shops, every business, small and big, was coming on board. By 2021, Paytm had 150 million active users. Every month, the company processed 1.2 billion transactions. It continued expanding, adding other services, like tickets for movies or flights, selling gold insurance, even remittances. Paytm was doing everything. Its investors were happy. We're talking about Alibaba, the Ant Group, and SoftBank. They were the top investors in Paytm. They decided to take the company public. And in November 2021, Paytm launched its IPO in India. IPO is initial public offering when you offer shares in your company to public. And this was the biggest IPO in India's history then. Paytm raised about 18,300 crore rupees. That's around $2.3 billion. At the valuation of 20 billion US dollars. It's like the company had a Midas touch. Everything it touched turned to gold, as if nothing could go wrong, yet everything did when trading began. In 2021, Paytm's IPO share price was 2,150 rupees. That's the price of one share that was offered. On November 18, Paytm was listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. The share started trading at around 1,950 rupees, so it was already lower by 9%. By noon, it was trading at 1,800 rupees. At the closing bell, it was at 1,560 rupees, so it closed at almost 27% less than the initial offering. It was almost like a crash. 40,000 crore rupees of investor wealth was wiped out in a day. 40,000 crores. It's more than the market cap of several big companies. The IPO was a huge failure. It was also the start of Paytm's unraveling. The company was called a cash guzzler. Experts and investors were concerned. They were worried about lack of direction. They questioned its scale. They questioned the profitability. Doubts started creeping in, which brings us to the latest saga. The crux of the problem was the Paytm Payments Bank, a subsidiary of Paytm. It came into existence in 2017. The same year, it got a banking license. And within months, it faced its first hurdle. The bank got a regulatory strike. It was accused of multiple violations, non-compliance of KYC guidelines. That's a mandatory process of verifying client identity. KYC, know your customer. Plus, day-end balances were breached. So in June 2018, the RBI cracked down. It halted the opening of new accounts. Paytm responded. A compliance report was submitted, and by the end of that year, the ban was lifted. In 2021, things unraveled further. RBI hit Paytm with a fine of 1 crore rupees. They said the bank had submitted false information, and the troubles did not end there. By the end of 2021, RBI found more violations. Lapses in technology, cybersecurity concerns, money laundering accusations, and no separation between the bank and the group's other entities. So the RBI issued a directive. It told Paytm to stop onboarding new customers. It also called for an audit by an external firm. That audit happened. But the RBI was still not happy. They said Paytm was not serious about making amends, and they weren't taking corrective measures. So in October 2023, the RBI slapped another fine. This time, the penalty was worth 5.3 crores. So 6 years, multiple warnings and 2 fines. But the company did not fix the problems. By 2024, the RBI had enough. The violations were so serious, they could no longer ignore them. Several accounts lacked KYC, know your customer regulations. It's mandatory for all banks. In some cases, one identity proof was linked to thousands of accounts. There were concerns about fraud, corruption, and money laundering. In some of these accounts, transactions ran up to crores. This was above the regulatory limit. Yet all of it was being allowed. So the RBI issued its latest ultimatum. The deadline is February 29th. After that, Paytm is banned from all banking activities, which leaves the company with 2 big challenges: securing its customers and its lending partners. Paytm users, especially its 40 million merchants, are migrating to other platforms. And the lending partners want nothing to do with Paytm. The RBI ban has made Paytm untouchable. It's a cautionary tale of how giants bite the dust. Paytm grew because it was on top of the curve, easy to use and offered opportunities for everyone. It was, like we said, revolutionary, but it made one big mistake. It took the rule book for granted, and that proved to be its undoing. I guess that's the lesson here. The law catches up, no matter how big you are.